Congratulations on a good win last week. As an offensive lineman, I know the numbers were huge, but as an offensive line, to put up those numbers and those type of points and stuff, was that about as best of an offensive line effort as you guys have had, at least so far this season?
Oh, absolutely. I can't really think back to too many games in my whole career where you look up on the scoreboard, and it was cool because Fresno actually they kept a running tally of the yards, and to see going to the fourth quarter we were at 500 yards already. It's just you want to keep going and go and see how much you can get up there. And I know at the end of the game things were kind of slowing down, but I was kind of hoping we'd throw just maybe one or two more passes to hit that 700 mark.
Right. What does it say? We've seen Brian Hill these last couple of weeks. We saw him at the CSU game after Sean got hurt, and then the monster effort last night is what's it like? Look, Rafe, I know when you're in a game, you have to worry about what you have to do and everything. But what's he been like? Seems like he's a very humble guy. Is he that way? Like even in the huddle and after all this stuff that's happened, what's he like from an offensive lineman standpoint? What's he like?
Brian's great to work with. I have nothing but the best things to say about him. He's not a big ego. He's not a big personality. He's not the guy that's always chirping here or there. He's not the guy that points fingers when things are going wrong. And he's not the kind of guy that's, doing dances in the touchdown when things are going well. He's very level-headed. He's a great guy to work with day in and day out. He's really just an inspiration to all of us, to come in as a freshman, be setting the records that he does. And then after that, it is appreciated as the O-line, especially to get credit. That's something that, we don't want to say we're the unsung heroes, but, the only time you hear our name is when we're doing something wrong. And so it feels good when you have a running back who's setting just such a phenomenal game, and these amazing stats give credit.
I know a lot of times in the pros, Rafe, the running back or someone does well, take his offensive lineman out. Now, has Brian talked to you guys or anything, maybe take you out for some pizza or talk to you anything about any of that stuff, or has it come to that yet?
I think he's still trying to get over everything that happened on Saturday as well. I think we've been back in Laramie for just a little over 24 hours now, coming back late at night. So, hopefully he'll get to come talk to you, and then maybe you can put the idea in his head.
Well, we'll see what we can do. Too, Rafe, I know that game against Fresno was the second time back-to-back games you guys had the same starting lineup along the line. I know with injuries and stuff, it's been kind of a battle and everything. I know you've been able to be in there the whole time, but how big of a factor was that to finally maybe get back-to-back games where the same guys are out there? I know other guys like Jake and Sam will alter stuff, but just to finally get a little consistency there, how big of a factor was that?
I mean, it's absolutely huge. You start getting that cohesion among the unit. It's five guys out there, but the reality is we're all one machine. We need to work together as one. You can practice and drill all you want, and it really does help, and I think that's what's made the transition get to the point it is already. But the truth of it is there are situations you just can't replicate in games. You come into a hard point of practice, and you face some adversity in practice, you can kind of shake it off. It's not necessarily the biggest deal in the world, but when these things happen in games, that's when you start figuring out really what you're made of. And it's great to see the guys out there, all across the line from left to right. Everybody faces challenges in the game, and to see the way these guys have responded, and now that we're finally able to play with each other and figure out the strengths, the weaknesses that we all have, I think it's really starting to come together.
I know, Rafe, every game's a challenge, but Utah State's a leader in a lot of statistical categories on defense, sacks, tackles for loss, interceptions. It's just going to be maybe, at least to this point, one of the better defenses you'll face. And what are going to be some of the keys for you guys along the line this week, at least from what you've gathered so far?
The biggest keys right now that we need to focus on in practice are going to be getting their blitzes down, getting the fronts down, making sure we can adjust to the fronts, the stunts, the shifts they might do on us. I think that is all going to come too. The coaches do a great job every week of preparing us in every aspect of the game. They're throwing stuff at us that maybe they only did once or twice against a team that looks nothing like our offense, but we make sure all our bases are covered every week. So that, just like you said, they are a very respectable defense, the top defense in the Mountain West. And part of that is because they're very good at what we do, and we need to make sure that we know everything that they do and make sure that we're doing really good at the things we do.
Right. I mean, it's one less day to prepare, but it's Friday Night Lights, a little high school. Does it kind of bring you back to high school a little bit? Is it a little exciting to be doing that?
It is a little bit of a throwback. Thinking back, I haven't played a game on Friday since high school. I can't even remember the last game I played on Friday. And it is cool. It's a little bit of a different environment. Playing on ESPN on national TV, that's awesome. I know a lot of guys in the program, it's a huge honor, and a lot of the guys in the program really feed off of that kind of stuff. And hopefully that just leads to more record-setting performances.